The last question of this conference will be by Macarena Vidal from Spain.
You asked the Chilean press not to take advantage and make a several-part question, but you didn't mention the international press.
Usted no
Are you a lawyer or a journalist?
Well, we try to be precise. So, on Libya, when you say that you will be transferring command, when are you thinking of transferring command, and would NATO be the preferred partner to take over that command? And the second part of that question is you have said that you want an alliance among equals with the peoples of the Americas. What deliverables are you going to go for after this trip to achieve it? And señor presidente Piñera, ¿qué contenido tendría que tener esta alianza para que satisfaga los intereses de la región?
Well, with respect to Libya, obviously the situation is evolving on the ground, and how quickly this transfer takes place will be determined by the recommendations of our commanding officers, that the mission has been completed, the first phase of the mission has been completed. As I said, our initial focus is taking out Libyan air defenses so that a no-fly zone can operate effectively, and aircraft and pilots of the coalition are not threatened when they're maintaining the no-fly zone. The second aspect of this is making sure that the humanitarian aspects of the mission can be met. But let me emphasize that we anticipate this transition to take place in a matter of days and not a matter of weeks. And so I would expect that over the next several days we'll have more information, and the Pentagon will be fully briefing the American people as well as the press on that issue. NATO will be involved in a coordinating function because of the extraordinary capacity of that alliance. But I will leave it to Admiral Mullen and those who are directly involved in the operation to describe to you how exactly that transfer might take place. With respect to this new partnership, I don't want to give you all my best lines from my speech, otherwise no one will come. But the thing that I'm most excited about is the fact that in a country like Chile, it's not just a matter of what we can give to Chile, it's also a matter of what Chile can offer us. Chile has done some very interesting work around clean energy. So we set up a clean energy partnership. We think we're doing terrific work on alternative energy sources, but there may be initiatives that are taking place here in Chile that might be transferable to the United States. On education, obviously we have a long history of public education, and our universities I think are second to none, but we want to make sure that in this increasingly integrated world, American students aren't just looking inwards, we're also looking outwards. And so the idea of us setting up a broad-based exchange program with the Americas, I think makes an enormous difference. Security cooperation. The plague of narco-traffickers in the region is something that we're all too familiar with. And obviously we have the example of Colombia that has made great strides in bringing security to a country that had been ravaged by drug wars. What lessons can we take and then apply them to smaller countries in Central America, for example, that are going through some of these same struggles? For Chile, the United States, Colombia, other countries, to work in concert to help to train effective security operations in Central America to deal with narco-traffickers is a kind of collaboration that would not be as effective if the United States were operating on its own. So I think across the spectrum of issues that we care about deeply and that Chile care about deeply, what will characterize this new partnership is the fact that it's a two-way street. This is not just a situation where a highly developed country is helping a poor and impoverished country. This is a situation where an up-and-coming regional power that has a strong voice in international affairs is now collaborating with us to hopefully help a greater peace and prosperity for the region and the world.
Sin duda,
No
que en
doubt
materia de
that insofar as integration of the Americas, we are lagging behind. And the best way to illustrate this is to compare what has happened in America with what happened in Europe. Last century, the Europeans had 2 world wars that with a toll of more than 70 million casualties. But at some point, they had the wisdom, the courage to abandon the rationale of line Maginot or Siegfried line and to embrace the Maastricht Treaty with the leadership and the vision of such renowned statesmen like Adenauer, De Gasperi, Haussmann, Truman. They began to build what today we know of as European Union. And in America, we are much behind that. In America, 20 years ago, President Bush's father raised the idea of a free trade area from Alaska to Ireland, generating a lot of enthusiasm in the region, but it never came true, never materialized. And so the time is right now, because Latin America has been for too long the continent of hope or of the future. But a continent cannot be a promise forever, and so we are of age now, and we need to fulfill our mission. Therefore, the main task of Latin America is to recover the lost time and tap all of its potential. We have lots of things in common with the U.S., vast, generous territory, homogeneous peoples, hard-working people. We don't have racial problems that affect some African countries or the wars that waged in Europe, nor the religious conflicts of Europe itself. And therefore, Latin America is called to compromise, or rather commitment with its own fate. And therefore, we are looking forward to President Obama's words. We are all left-handed. We have many coincidences. We studied in Harvard, both of us. We are sportsmen. President Obama continues to be a basketball player. I was in my time as well. I think the First Lady of the U.S. is very good-looking, and President Obama has said the same about the First Lady of Chile. There are plenty of coincidences, but the most important one is the one we'll find this afternoon. And modestly, if I could suggest to President Obama, we hope to have a partnership that it's 2.0. One where we have all responsibilities and not an existentialist alliance, because existentialism has never been enough to face the major problems, but rather a partnership of collaboration between Latin America and the United States, sharing values, principles, and a common vision. And that alliance should be comprehensive. It should reach out to the fields of democracy, freedom, rule of law, defense of human rights. And I think that we have to improve the democratic charter of OAS. It should also open up the doors to the free trade of goods and services, and faster than what we have done hitherto. And in addition to that, to include those subjects which are the true pillars of the 21st century: quality of education, science, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship. Therein lie the pillars for Latin America so as to leave poverty and underdevelopment behind. And we have so much to learn from a country like the United States that in its 230 years of independent life has really has given true evidence of being an innovative country, and that has made the largest contribution to progress of mankind. And thus, Latin America and the United States have a lot to gain from this alliance that also has to reach out to two of the most important challenges of the 21st century: energy, to have clean, safe, renewable energies, and water. If global warming keeps on going, could be the most scarce resource of our century, and also face the major problems of modern society that cannot be faced unilaterally: organized crime, terrorism, drug trafficking, global warming. The subject of world security, it can no longer be faced individually. We need to work jointly together. And in our view, that will call for a new international order that will replace that which emerged in Bretton Woods after the Second World War, and to be appropriate and adapted to the needs and challenges of the 21st century, where the only constant thing we have is change. So the time is right to recover all that lost time, and time is here so that finally this relationship of encounters, disencounters, of shaking hands or our backs, for that to be in the past, and let us initiate a new era: collaboration, re-encountering, frankly, effectively, concretely, that will truly face and solve the major problems, that will also open up the doors to tap the main opportunities. This society of knowledge and information is knocking on our doors. Latin America was late to the Industrial Revolution. We cannot be late in this tremendous revolution, which is so much deeper, which is that of knowledge and information. And it has been very generous with the countries that want to embrace it, but very cruel with those countries that do not tap it. No child should be left behind. I've heard this from President Obama. And here we say in Latin America, no country should be left behind. Thank you.
Del presidente Piñera.
Nos vemos, querido. Nos vemos en la noche.
Alianza conjunta los presidentes de Chile y Estados Unidos. Agradecemos la presencia de los presidentes.
So you have been listening to President Obama and Chilean President Sebastián Piñera. They've been speaking in the Chilean capital of Santiago for the better part of 10, 20 minutes or so. Bit of a statement from both and then Q&A. And that was the first time we have seen President Obama speaking in front of a camera since the military bombardment has begun in Libya.